Today I was having a pasta craving and I had some fabulous shrimp in my freezer from the chef store, and in my cabinet I had some fresh Italian gnocchi, and always in my freezer I got a bottle of vodka. So today, and I had some greens left over from the last pizza that I made too. And today we're going to make a shrimp and greens gnocchi alla vodka, and it's going to be so good. Right now I'm boiling the gnocchi according to package directions, and while that's cooking, it's going to take, the gnocchi's not going to take as long as this is going to take, but I want to dry off our shrimp because the shrimp was previously frozen. So I want to make sure it's nice and dry, and I don't want the tails. So we're going to remove the tails. Tails are pretty in some shrimp dishes, but not when they're tossed with pasta. And there you have the tail removed. They were already peeled and deveined. So we're going to continue removing the tails from all of these shrimp, and then we're going to start our vodka sauce and cook our shrimp. Our tails are off, and now we're going to season them, cook them, and start our sauce. The first thing we're going to do is sear our shrimp. We're going to do it in a little butter, and then we're going to remove it and make the sauce and add them back in. Oh, and by the way, our gnocchi is all cooked and ready to go. I put some butter in the pan to keep from sticking together, and those are going to be yummy. Our butter is nice and foamy, and apparently I thought out and detailed too many shrimp for this much gnocchi. So these are going on. We're just going to sear them for like a minute on each side. Season them up with some salt and pepper. Smelling good. And now we're going to turn them over. This is going to give our vodka sauce some little bit of shrimp flavor. Come on, baby, no sticking. Okay, these will be coming off in just a minute. Our shrimp are out, partially cooked. Because there was a tiny bit of stickage, I'm going to deglaze this with a little bit of our vodka. Scrape up those brown shrimpy bits. Let that alcohol cook off. And then we're going to start our sauce. I've added in a little more butter and reduce the heat to almost medium-low. And the first thing that's going in is about 1/4 of a diced sweet onion. I'm going to cook those till they're soft. I like a little more, but that should be good. And most vodka sauces are made with crushed canned tomatoes. I happen to have some fresh ones. So those are going in now too, so they cook down and get soft with the onions. It's going to take a little bit to cook these down. Stir them frequently. But before we do, we're going to season our tomatoes and onions with some salt and pepper. Some dried oregano I have fresh oregano in my garden, but dried is good in sauces. And some dried basil as well. My basil is growing too in the garden, but it's not doing very well. Something's eating the leaves. I gotta figure out how to stop that. Okay. And we're gonna mix those seasonings in. Kind of press these tomatoes down a little bit to squish out the juices, and if they don't soften up too much or get like crushed, I may have to hit them with the immersion blender, and that'll work. So we're gonna cook these for 15 to 20 minutes. Our onions and tomatoes and herbs are nicely softened, smelling yummy, and I'm gonna crank up the heat a little bit. In goes our vodka, about half a cup. I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes. And I forgot to add in some garlic. About a teaspoon of diced fresh garlic, or maybe a tablespoon. I like a lot. Incorporate that in as well. And we're gonna cook the alcohol off of this vodka and finish up our sauce. Our vodka is all boiled off, and now we're gonna add some tomato paste. Because there's no juice in these tomatoes, I'm going to add a little bit of regular sauce. Stir that all in together. That cook till it's heated through. And to take any of the bitterness out of the tomatoes, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. And incorporate that in too. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I reduced the heat again because now we're just warming stuff up. Everything is cooked. Our tomato sauce, vodka tomato sauce, is heated through, and now we're going to make it creamy. I'm going to use a whisk to make sure that this is very, very, very well blended. Splashing it all over the stove. Cook this till it's heated through as well. I think I want a little more cream. About a cup total. And now it's time to finish our shrimp, greens, and gnocchi alla vodka. We're going to use the saucepan to stir our sauce in, and our other ingredients, which are spinach and arugula, And there's too much sauce here for this much gnocchi, so I'll be having some pasta alla vodka again pretty soon. Maybe we'll do it with chicken or with something else. One of the restaurants I used to work at, their most popular dish on the menu, and they had it in all different kinds, was pasta alla vodka. In comes our sauce, some of our sauce. Let's see how that goes. Tastes so good. And we're going to heat this through and wilt our greens. It's just going to take a few minutes. We're back on medium heat. We are nice and hot, and now in goes our shrimp. Any shrimpiness that's left on the plate. Incorporate that in. So that's heated through as well. And then we're going to serve it up and taste it up. It's going to be so good. Our shrimp, greens, and gnocchi alla vodka is heated up and ready to serve. Here we have our shrimp, greens, gnocchi alla vodka in a pretty little bowl. And there are the shrimp, there are the gnocchis, the greens are wilted in. And now we're gonna top it with a little sprinkle of grated Parmesan. And we're going to finish it off with some chopped up Italian herbs. Make it look nice and pretty. And now we're going to take a bite and we're going to love it up. Thank you for joining me while I made one of my favorite pasta dishes. Here it is, ready to take a bite. We got our shrimp and our gnocchi and our greens, and in we go. That came out so good. My pasta craving is satisfied, and we will see you again soon.